you are watching Global Insights of Voice of Canada, and this is Sana Haroon. Firefighters in the Golden State continue to be challenged by multiple dangerous wildfires as dry conditions continue to pose a challenge for getting wildfires under control.
The battle against the flames continues from the air and on the ground as the fires rage on and continue to challenge crews fighting them. The Caldor fire, one of the largest in the state, has been growing steadily, covering over 50,000 hectares, and as of Wednesday is only 11% contained. Local fire authorities say over 600 structures have been destroyed and thousands of residents have been evacuated, with tens of thousands of structures still threatened. The smoke also causing record-setting poor air quality for residents in neighboring Reno and Sparks, Nevada. Farther south in the state, you can see the smoke plumes billowing from the growing French fire, which spreads over 8,000 hectares and is only 19% contained. Evacuation orders have been issued, but with the flames closing in on his home, this resident is staying put for now.
Athletic achievements might now be out of reach for women in Afghanistan, with their rights and freedoms on the brink of disappearing as the Taliban takes control of the country.
If the women in this video were identifiable, we wouldn't use it. It's just a bicycle race in 2017 through the streets of Kabul. But those streets are now controlled by the Taliban, and they are after women like these. Reba Rezai was Afghanistan's first ever female Olympic athlete. She now lives in Vancouver and runs a non-profit aimed at empowering Afghan women as leaders. This week, her work has been about trying to get female athletes out of the country and to hide the ones she can't. Already, she says the Taliban has gone to homes summoning women to Sharia courts to have their character judged because they played sports. Under the Taliban, women and girls are banned from sports. It's not modest, it's too physical, and it's too public. There's been a push this week to get female athletes out of the country before they're punished. One of the groups literally pulled out of the sewage trench at the airport and put on planes was Afghan female soccer players. A flight Tuesday carried 75 players, officials, and relatives flown to freedom in Australia. An evacuation flight to Spain carried a member of the Afghan women's wheelchair basketball team. Nilofar Bayat and her husband made their way through Taliban checkpoints, past beatings and shootings, and spent 2 days at the airport. Staying in Afghanistan, she says, wasn't an option. Mina Asadi competed for Afghanistan in karate. For a time, she ran a gym in Kabul. She says so far the Taliban has been somewhat quiet. She doesn't expect them to stay quiet.
Absolutely no, they are never change. And they are the same Taliban.
This female Afghan Paralympian made it out of the country to Australia this week. There is hope she may even make it to Japan in time to compete in her event.
Twice a year, a team of cleaners equipped with long sticks clear out tens of thousands of written prayers and wishes crammed into the crevices of Judaism Western Wall in Jerusalem. A Taliban spokesperson said on Tuesday the group would not agree to an extension of the 31st deadline set by Washington, D.C. for the withdrawal of its troops and evacuation of people. saying it would take a serious position if Americans were to stay in Afghanistan.
No change to the timeline of the mission, which is to have this completed by the end of the month. We continue to make progress every day in getting Americans, as well as SIV applicants and vulnerable Afghans out. And we heard the numbers that the General briefed just a minute ago, and the vast majority of these individuals are Afghans. So we remain committed to getting any and all Americans that want to leave, to get them out. And we still believe, certainly now that we have been able to increase the capacity of the flow, we believe that we have that, that we have the capability, the ability to get that done by the end of the month.
موږ امریکایانو ته بیا پیغام ورکوو چې خپل ټول اتباع په دغه وخت کې وباسي، ځکه دوی سره امکانات شته، الوتکې لري، میدان هم ورسره ده. باید دوی خپل ټول ځواکونه او ټول هغه کسان یا قراردادیان چې بهرنیو پر اړه لري هغه وباسي. نور د افغانانو ایستلو موږ اجازه نه ورکوو، دې سره خوښ هم نه یو. او له هغه نه یې خواته موږ دوی ته اجازه نه ورکوو په هېواد کې، بیا به موږ جلا موقف نیسو انشاءالله.
Kathy Hochul became the first woman to serve as governor of New York on Tuesday after being sworn in at the state capitol in Albany.
I, Kathy Hochul, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York, the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge my duties, that I will faithfully discharge my duties of the office of Governor of the State of New York, of the office of Governor of the State of New York, to the best of my ability, so help me God. So help me God.
I want people to believe in their government again. It's important to me that people have faith. Our strength comes from the faith and the confidence of the people who put us in these offices, and I take that very seriously.
Do you think that there's another mechanism for people who want more accountability for former Governor Cuomo and appointing a special prosecutor?
I'm going to leave that in the hands of the Assembly. They've been conducting themselves with great professionalism, and I'm going to allow the continuation of the separation of branches of government and allow them to do their work.
Throughout the pandemic, the mayor and Governor Cuomo almost never appeared in the same room, despite the fact that their interests could have and should have been aligned. How soon can we expect to see you sitting at a joint news conference with Mayor de Blasio?
I have sat down unofficially with Mayor de Blasio. We had some very nice pastries last week and had a great conversation, and he actually called me prior to his announcement yesterday to alert me, and we talked about this era of cooperation, that there's be no blindsiding. There'll be just full cooperation, because I need his best and brightest integrated with my best and brightest, and that's how we'll get through this. And for me, that's just a simple approach. It's what I've always done.
The Paralympic Games officially kicked off in Tokyo on Tuesday with a spectacular fireworks display at the opening ceremony. Extinction Rebellion activists blocked streets in London, UK on Monday as they gathered in parts of the city, including Trafalgar Square, to call for more action on climate change by world leaders, kicking off 2 weeks of planned protest over political inaction.
Because I decided that I needed to stop burying my head in the sand. It's been so many years, you know, just like growing up under the knowledge of the climate crisis is happening and the world is getting worse, and it's so easy to just bury your head in the sand and ignore it, but I decided like I just can't do that anymore. I've actually got to stand up for what I believe in, so wanted to take part in something participatory, so yeah, that's why I'm here.
Generations to come, because this is not going to be nice. It is going to be really hard. People will need to be really resilient.
Afghan filmmaker Diana Saqib Jamal was visiting family in Canada when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, preventing her from returning home.
That's a clip from a film written and directed by Afghan filmmaker Diana Saqib Jamal. She lives in Kabul, making films she hopes will inspire and influence people.
I was working in Afghanistan for over a decade, spending my own money, taking a high risk, working so hard to bring light and hope to my country, to my beloved.
Heavy rain from tropical storm Henry triggered flash flooding and damaged roadways in parts of the U.S. Northeast over the weekend.
High surf in Rhode Island Sunday as Henri comes ashore as a tropical storm with sustained winds reaching near 100 kilometers per hour. Tens of thousands of power outages were reported, but it's heavy rain that's caused much of the damage over parts of the northeast U.S. The storm caused this roadway to collapse in Manchester, Connecticut. It also triggered flash flooding in the area, prompting emergency crews to perform water rescues and evacuate people from their homes. Over 200 Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania residents were evacuated due to flooding. You can see the vehicles submerged in this parking lot as the storm dropped record amounts of rain in some areas.
There was a huge, massive rain event. I need not tell you in this part of the state. This is double-digit inches in some cases of rain. Unheard of.
On Monday, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy toured the damage in that state, where first responders rescued over 100 people as rainfall amounts reached close to 150 millimeters. Meanwhile, in Oxford, Massachusetts, a large tree was uprooted and fell onto a home. A mom and her 2 kids were inside. Thankfully, no one was injured. Henri weakened to a tropical depression Monday, but still producing rain as it slowly churns away from the northeast U.S. The storm should weaken further as it moves east towards the Maritimes. However, some bands of heavy rain could make their way into Atlantic Canada as the remnants of Henri move in Monday night into Tuesday.
Keep watching Global Insights of Voice of Canada. For further updates, visit our website voiceofcanada.tv.